7. First on the agenda is to read and approve the minutes of the July 13th meeting.
I make a motion to be accepted.
Do we have a second?
I will second it.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is to review and approve the timesheets for the town office, the highway and transfer stations. Number 3 is to sign the select board orders. Number 4 is public concerns. There's no public concerns here. And as for other business, Ralph Coleman and Barbara Ferguson, our listers, are interested in being appointed as representatives for Wyndham Regional Planning Commission. There's 2 slots that have been empty for quite some time. And they are going to, they asked us verbally. I told them to do it in writing, but I'd like to take care of that today. They will have a letter tomorrow for us requesting that. What is your pleasure?
I think it's a great idea.
Pardon me?
Ralph and
Barbara Ferguson.
who? I think it's excellent.
Yeah, I move that we, I guess, accept their letter of.
Yeah, appointed. So
Appoint
appointed.
appoint them as members of the Wyndham Regional Planning Commission.
Do we have a second?
I'd second
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
that. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so Barbara Ferguson and Ralph Coleman have been appointed to the Wyndham Regional Planning Commission. I will email Chris Campany, who is there, and tell him, and they will be very happy.
We've not had
It's-
any
yeah, no, we haven't had anybody
representation
since
for
Elaine
a while.
Beckwith.
Yeah.
And we really need, we have our planning commission, but we also need people to
Right.
go there and see what's available for us, which there is a lot.
Right.
That's the only, oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, one more thing. Oh, Judy. Did you get it?
Who's second? Paul. Got it.
Okay. We received a letter from Wyndham Solid Waste, and this is, I believe, Judy could probably tell me more, or Lou. Wyndham Solid Waste District is offering a volume discount price of $20 per cubic yard for our compost to town highway departments and parks and recreations. That means that there's compost there for us, that if we want to pick it up to use it, that's what this is. And it's just telling us.
I didn't get that. You can probably speak to that.
Yeah, I can speak to
because I
that.
can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody
Well,
like
first of
that?
all, if you recall, when we did that work on the island,
Right.
I forget,
Yes.
Heather did the work on the island. I actually took a half a truckload and brought it out for her to use. So if any of you are interested in seeing what that compost looks like, just go to that little small triangle in the back of the island where the flowers have been planted, and that's a sample of what that compost looks like. But that compost is usually sells for about $30-something a yard. They're offering it for $20 a yard to all of our towns.
Now, that's just for the towns, not
That's-
for individuals.
That's for the,
Okay.
well, individuals can go and purchase it for the $30 a yard.
Okay, I see, but for the town, we're
But for
getting
the
this-
town, they're getting
okay.
a special price of 20.
Okay, because we pay the fee and all that.
Correct. It's very good compost. Like, for example, if we wanted to use it on the side of the road for some kind of a ditching project or something like that, we could use it for that. There's a lot of value to that kind of compost. So we should let the road crew know that it's available.
I wonder if that'd be a good idea to put on the riprap over on Water Street to encourage vegetation.
I don't know. It's a good question.
We'll have to look into that. We can always look into it and
Yeah.
see.
Because we're talking about somehow how to make that grow up so it looks a
Yeah.
little bit
That
greener.
would certainly add some good quality material to it.
Would
if
it
you
add
would.
a aroma?
Right, one of the things that,
No, not as a
that
compost.
that Bob did was he took gravel, 50% gravel and 50% compost, and mixed it together to come up with
It's
a,
a nice compost,
a
if you
material.
look there, it's really nice.
That might be something that we think about.
so we would have to send a truck down to get it, but
Sure.
it's available to us.
And that's not bad, a cubic yard.
No.
For 20
It's a good
bucks.
price. It's been screened,
Yeah.
there still is a little bit of
Yeah.
small materials in it, but basically it's been
It's
screened.
very good, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Screened to a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
Lou, do you have anything?
Speaking of window solid waste, yes, I do. Last week, we signed a contract with the company that's doing our solar project on the landfill. And very, very soon, you'll be hearing from us to try to interest you in becoming off-takers of that electricity. We found that, we talked to our lawyer, who is a VLCT lawyer that handles these kinds of special tasks for solar and wind, or solar in general. And he said this is the best value in the state. That we'll be able to save about 35% of our electricity. So I'm not sure how much we spend in electricity.
I was gonna do that for you and I completely forgot.
Yeah, I've asked Terry to accumulate all of our electric bills for a year. But remember, we talked a couple weeks ago about how we can take advantage of solar somehow in our town. Well, this is the best deal out there in the state.
Nice.
So they'll be coming to you pretty soon for that.
So we could probably pay roughly $1,000 a month.
So if we pay $12,000 a year,
I mean, that's just,
if we paid $12,000 a year, we could save about $3,000,
okay, well, that's a good savings.
maybe $4,000, depending upon. You don't want to commit yourself to the exact amount that you spend, because if next year you spend less,
It varies.
you still got to pay for it.
Yes, it depends.
So you always commit yourself to some percentage less than what you're.
Right, yeah, because it does vary, it's, the,
Oh, that's good news.
But
Yeah.
but all of our towns will be able to save.
Nice.
do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Judy?
What I do have is about the transfer station. I was talking to Mark just this morning, and things are going splendidly well, and people are really getting in there, and Barbara just came up to me and told me how she has managed to get to 1 bag a month. Yeah, and I said, oh, we're gonna put you up as poster girl.
That is good.
And all the different things that she's doing, and where it's really showing up is in the compactor. It has gone for every other week now, and when I was talking to Mark the other day about, I think on Saturday, he was saying that he thought maybe it would even go about 2 weeks in between. So of course, the increase is in the recycling, and the amount of compact stuff is reducing tremendously. So we are doing really well, and it's nice to see how people are interested in doing it and not giving him a bad time.
I think once they,
Except
they have to do it.
caretakers.
What?
Except for the caretakers.
Well, the caretakers
Yeah.
actually are going more to private
Oh, they go
pickups.
on
Yes.
compactor or something.
So
Which will
in
save
a
you
sense,
some
they're
Yeah.
moving out of our system,
Which is
which is very good.
We know one person, talk about recycling, who strips the little metal piece off the saran wrap box and puts it in with the metal,
Yeah.
and the box goes in the paper.
Wow,
That's what it's supposed to
Yeah, that's pretty good.
that's dedicated.
I can't wait to get the end of the month recycling report from Wyndham Solid Waste to find out
It'll be.
how much of that is recycling increase and how much of that is the fact that people who used to get it for free,
Right.
since it's not free anymore, they don't bother bringing it to us.
Yeah.
Right,
I've
Well-
heard some anecdotal evidence that second homeowners, for example, bring it up from their town where they have to pay. They no longer do that because
No.
it's not free anymore.
Right.
right,
So things are reducing in many different ways.
Right.
yeah.
So it's it's exciting to be, and people will stop me and tell me how well they're doing, or the bags and that kind of thing. So it's really a good deal.
Right. Paul?
I have two quick things. Number one, I want to make sure that the select board's up to date with what's going on. We had some weeks ago, back in April, I believe, talked about having a plan developed by the Holden engineering firm to tell us, give us some ideas about what our road crew could do to get the Pikes Falls road area ready for eventual paving. And we're moving on that right now. We had to clarify, we're going to do, like, I believe, as we talked about, the 1.8 miles from the end of the dirt road to the Stratton line. And we were in contact with Holden today, so that's moving forward. I'll give you guys up on that one. The other thing is, we have had a problem with our roadside mowing, in that the person who was doing our roadside mowing is no longer mowing roadsides.
Oh.
Because he has some equipment difficulties, and so he's not doing that any longer, and Keith has been trying to get someone to give us a call back to do that, and he has had no luck. And apparently that's happening in other areas as well, and some of the towns around us have opted to buying their own tractor and mower. So we're just to throw this out as an idea. Maybe he's going to keep looking to see if we can get a used, find out what the cost is going to be. But we're not finding anyone who is willing to mow our roadsides. And
Well,
so-
last year, actually, I remember our road, that it was September before it was actually mowed, and things had really grown up. So there have been problems.
Yeah, and I think
Right,
that,
I think it's, unless we can do some other municipalities, maybe, because I'm sure the equipment's expensive, purchase one and then move it around.
there's
I don't
something
know how
besides for that,
works.
yeah. We've been talking about that, to see if we can find, some
Yeah, I mean,
collaborative
you've got some
system.
close, you've got Wardsboro,
Yeah.
could be Londonderry, I don't know.
But we're exploring that, I just want to give you guys a heads up.
Good idea.
So when you hear about the fact that the road's not being mowed, that's why. And so we're moving in that direction.
I got a
Well, I'll get
lawnmower
a
for you
sickle
when
and
you
get out
call.
there.
Is that?
I got a lawnmower you can use.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say, I was gonna give him a
And it's a
sickle.
push one too.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's what we're working on, so if we could find someone who's interested in the mowing contract, that's certainly available. Failing that, we'd have to start looking to do it ourselves somehow.
Thank you.
And that's really all I have, oh, except for an update that they are actually working on Water Street now, they're actually working on Prettyville Bridge.
Oh, good.
And we'll be starting to work on the Dalewood culverts here sometime next
Soon,
month.
right?
couple of weeks.
Around the first box. Good. Andy?
Just to add to, I'm working on Water Street, and they tore up the old sidewalks in front of my house, and it just looks like they're getting ready to,
Mark them off.
then it's all marked off. So they're getting ready to put maybe guardrails in or something soon.
Well, what they're doing now is they're digging up.
A lot of people stop and asking me,
Yeah, I'll tell you what they're digging is they're trenching alongside between the road, because you can't drive guardrails in that, because it's huge, big boulders. They're taking them away, crushing them and bringing them back to fill it up. So that we can now, when the guardrails go in after the paving is when that's gonna be done,
okay,
they can then drill it in there.
that's a good question.
Yeah.
I didn't have an answer to.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now, so that's what's actually going
They
on.
were gonna crush that on site and then decided not to.
They said it makes a lot of noise and they didn't want to annoy the neighbors. You being one of the neighbors, you could appreciate
Well,
that.
it's on my account, but.
Oh, yeah. No, not for you, but I'm just saying, they were sincere about that.
Just
They said,
forget
Well,
it.
they
"Oh,
said that like shaking well pump wires loose, so
Oh,
there are all
really?
kinds of things.
They're pulling some pretty big rocks out of those holes.
Right.
The other thing is, while you're on that, let's talk about that for just 1 second. We have talked about this in the past, and I just want to make sure, because I'm going to make some phone calls tomorrow and try to get some numbers. We talked about, we are going to pick up the tab already for the paving,
The part that
The
FEMA
part
doesn't
that-
pay.
FEMA doesn't pay from that line on up. Well, there's a piece of sidewalk right alongside of that pavement that's really looking pretty ratty. So the question is whether or not we want to pick up if I can find out what the numbers are, if they want to, the people who put in the sidewalks, just continue up that piece if we're willing to do that, if I can get some numbers for us.
Get
Just-
some numbers for us.
Yeah.
like we
Get an idea what it
Get
would
an
cost
idea to
us.
see what it's gonna cost and then see if we can, something we can work out.
Yeah,
And,
I was just thinking it's gonna be really, really nice and then,
Yeah, that would,
Yeah, I don't know what we have in our sidewalk funds, but we have some money
We
for
do have some,
repairing
right.
sidewalks too, so.
I'm gonna call around tomorrow and see what I can find out. And, I tried to get a hold of, I went over there today, and the guy who needed to talk to me about that wasn't there, but we'll keep trying.
Maybe the people that are gonna do the
Well, I think they're gonna
sidewalks,
sub
that's
the
what
contract
they're
out, yeah, that's what I have to talk
And
to.
then ask them, right.
But anyway,
So
that's
people
kind of-
to finish it
yeah.
off.
That's moving along.
Good.
But glad you asked that for people who pay attention. What they're doing right now is just softening the place up so they can put guardrails in when they're done with paving.
Thank you. Judy? You-
I would like to go into executive session about a personnel issue.
Okay.
Oh, you need a
Motion.
second? I will second that.
Second, okay.
Oh.
All right, we're going into executive session. Are we gonna make a decision or anything? Or is this
No.
just, no
No
decision, so you can go home? Oh.